Hello there. Welcome to my Virgo channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that cross watchers are more than welcome to watch. Know that energy is fluid, however, so roles could be reversed. Flip it, switch it, twist it. Just interpret the message as it best resonates for you. Take what you need, leave the rest. You know the drill. I'm sure you guys heard that 1,000 times. And it's just important to always say that it's a general message, so it may not resonate. Understand the messages always go to who needs to hear them. I notice that the most because as a healer, I see that energy works like a magnet. It's not, it's the energy that we hold to us. So, like again, inside of us from experiences that we've lived. And a lot of times, haven't fully processed, number one, and we haven't fully processed because of trauma and detachment and what happens with our body and mind survival mechanisms like detachment and dissociation disorder create intimacy problems, create second chakra imbalances. So you could be someone that really wants to be in a relationship or connect with someone, and everyone's intentions are the best, but then the relationship just goes south. And so understand spiritual wounds play out as karmic themes, and those themes, when they're not healed, play out every 7 to 10 years as a karmic cycle. Karmic cycles, again, that bring up all the emotions, all which again are related to all the core beliefs of how we feel about ourselves. And we tend to base, again, those perceptions of who we are and other people and the world around us through those experiences that create behaviorisms that are self-sabotaging, that block us from health, wealth, and all around emotional fulfillment. So all my readings start off looking at the energy of your spiritual body first. Why? Because we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So again, healing is an inside job. You want to change your outside world, unless you know what those spiritual issues are, you can't create the life and the life experiences you want to have. So you would always be tuning in, and sometimes the reading will be great, sometimes it's bad, right? We know that because it's, again, it's a general message. It's to whoever needs to hear it. That's the energy. However, it's what happens when the message doesn't really resonate, but there's problems. There's problems within the relationship. And who cares whether or not this person is going to come back and offer you everything that you want if it's only going to play out within the same type of karmic theme that creates pain and suffering? You wouldn't. So that's why I tend to look at the spiritual energy first. I'd like to put that out there first. Otherwise, you're like, what is going on with this beginning of this reading? Like, if I want to know what's going to happen with the love of my life, I want to know what they're going to do. I want to know what they're going to say. I want to know how they feel. We'll get to that. But it's important to know why they think what they think, why they feel what they feel, because a lot of times people's perceptions are created long before an experience ever happened. They're stuck in their ways. Again, fear-based consciousness means that we're very opinionated and set in our ways. We have a hard time going with the flow of life. It's a second chakra imbalance. It's where the person has not created enough of their individuality. And then we also have situations where certain soulmate twin flames are definitely not on the same vibration. So if you're not on the same vibration, it's technically impossible for you to create the experience with this individual that you want to have. And so there, you would need to do certain things, and you'd have to give it time and patience. But understand that's what love is, right? They say in Corinthians, love is kind, love is patient, love is, because that's really what it is, because if you aren't crazy about the person, who the hell needs the aggravation? Nobody. Because again, that person is going to bring out every wound and every trigger, but understand they wouldn't be able to do that unless you had those wounds within inside you first. So that's why we do the spiritual reading first. Like, put that out there. Now, again, if you resonate with this video, please give me a like, comment the word healer if you want to read a free reading, that is, and want to like actually participate in the raffle of winning a free reading, I should say. You would have to like, write the word healer in your comment bar, and subscribe to the channel. Those three things gets you to enter in. And then what happens is, if I choose you, you will see the word winner underneath your comment. You'll just need to reach out to me at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. Let me know that you were the winner, and we will figure out a time. We'll go from there. Okay. And again, anything that you guys need to know about this channel, you'll find in the description box. All right. Cycle of life. So we're talking about, karmic cycles, right? We can be talking about karmic cycles. We can be talking about, things that begin and end. Like, again, the cycle of life. Things tend to die, and then there's a rebirth a lot of times of, of new situations and new enterprises is what I'm feeling. Cycle of life. Not even feeling relationship, feeling like you've outlived a lot of things in your life, again, with your work, with certain people and friends, with certain relationships. It's lived its cycle. And the reason why is because someone, again, that you're connected to is stuck in a victim state consciousness. So something is coming to a close. Christ consciousness, and they are going through an awakening. I also feel within inside you that you, again, have gone through a cycle within your life, and that cycle has been possibly been through a connection to somebody else, as well as within your career and getting rid of certain people in your life. I just feel with the person you're connected to, they did it like, I'm feeling like a tower moment, like it's collapsed completely. And I feel like with you, it was almost like an organic process. So you're connected to somebody that, it's again, like needs a lot of healing. I feel like, yeah, like, so clear karmic programs of intolerance. This person that you're connected to, I believe, was connected to someone else. And because they were connected to someone else, that was kind of wanting them to live a life that wasn't like conducive to who they are now. So possibly that they were married and like they grew away from each other. I'm actually not even feeling like this person had a good connection, but I believe that they were able to make that relationship work. And I believe that they stayed connected to this person because they had children and other obligations. But it's, again, the end cycle of life that is come to close. But unfortunately, leaving this person in like where they feel a little victimized because they lost a lot. I feel like they didn't never really had strong feelings for them. And again, this Christ consciousness is a lot of times is when we shift our consciousness from a fear-based consciousness into a love-based consciousness. And that's the way that we have to shift out of that victim state consciousness in order to really clear karmic programs of intolerance that this person lived really uncomfortably for a long time with someone. They made themselves sacrifice for the other person, even though the other person, like, they did not love that other person. They made their life work. But I also believe that the programs of intolerance that they hold was in order to live in balance, they would talk to other, get their emotional needs met through other connections, which meant that they were depriving themselves, and they were depriving every single other person that came into their life for someone that they didn't really want to be with. And so this is the energy, again, of the underworld. Now, this could be you, Virgo, or this could be the person that you're connected to. But this is the overall energy that's influencing your situation right now. Now, if you're connected to someone, it obviously would, because it means that you're not getting anything, or you haven't gotten anything. So where what's going to happen is your person is going to lose. But let's look. Oh, I jumped to conclusions. But it's like, that's the energy there. And it's that if it's not with another person, that they've sacrificed things, major things in their life for other people, whether that's family, whether, because it's, again, whoever they're connected to, there's no love there. There's nothing there. It's actually saying, like, it's the end. It's like, it's the end of it. And in order for it to really be over and to heal it, you need to clear the karmic programs of intolerance, which is that this doesn't work. In order for this, your person, to get out of this and move into this. All right, let's actually see what's going on now between you and your person, because right now it's showing that there's a separation, because they were clearly over here. Or again, you were over there. Take it as it resonates. Judgment. Again, that's what I was saying about the awakening. And also, I feel like your person realizes that time is like running out, that there's a sense of, I don't think that they realized how much that they had compromised themselves. And that happens a lot of times when you're connected to someone that guilts you and keeps you stuck in your head, and they gaslight you and they manipulate you. That, again, your person was connected to someone that made them feel as if, how dare you not love me? But I don't really feel like your person ever really loved them. I believe that it was a one-night stand, or it was like a relationship that wasn't really deep. Might have looked great on paper, but not like when it got, there was the intimacy issue, which meant that at one time it was based on lust. And so it didn't last long, but the problem was babies came. So then obligations came. And from those obligations, it bound your person to this person, but it's come to a close because your person is a judgment call, and judgment means it's like, it's actually the end, which also is how this reading started, which it's like the end of a cycle. In order to clear the karmic programs of intolerance, to get out of victim state consciousness, your person had to have that awakening in order for them to again pursue what they really want in their life, which I'm asking about you, which is again Magician. And I'm happy to see this card, because your person is finally come to a place of saying, like, okay, that like this isn't working anymore, and I'm going to recreate my life, because the Magician is all about creating their own life, taking their own power. And if you look, like, the Magician has like the sword, he has a cup, he has pentacle, he has his staff, he has all the tools there, and himself is powerful. So it's the Sun card, represents the sun. And the reason why is because 10 of Swords, like a lot of pain and hurt. It's like, and your person also knows that they need to transform this relationship with you, because they weren't really around. They were giving to something else. They felt obligated to someone else, that for obligations. I feel like a lot of your people, again, had children, others had businesses, money, again, other things that binded them together. and there was a lot of manipulation in order to keep your person binded to, and like even keep your person stuck. Where it's almost like a one-up you energy, which happens when you're in a relationship with someone that doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. It's like, you know, that you can tell when someone doesn't really have those strong feelings for you. You can tell, again, when you don't have those strong feelings for someone else, and it's a feeling. And so when you're trying to make it that way, like, you have to guilt the person, you have to manipulate the person, you have to gaslight the person, you have to do certain things to keep that person interested for a long time. And that's what this person did. And then when that didn't work any longer, it's like now your person is like, okay, well, you know what, I can't deal with this. And but the thing is, I feel Four of Swords, freeze. So again, your person, but it's reversed. So there's a sense of, first I was like, oh, freeze, does that mean the person's like frozen? But it's like, no, it's like the person usually takes a little bit of a time out though, however, but it's a time out through to gain more insight, more, like, it almost takes your person all their energy just to get away from this, but that they actually need a little bit of like a timeout to like regain their thoughts, and to feel like how they're gonna approach you, how they're gonna talk to you, what steps to take. I feel like that this whole situation was really emotional and just like really yucky, heavy energy. This again, Eight of Wands. So they're not taking any activity, because again, Eight of Wands upright is a reign of activity. So as I said, your person is like, when I saw frozen, I was like, oh, it's that nervous. And then it was like, no, because intuitively, after the Magician, that would be this, that the person recreated a lot. They were like, okay, now what steps do I take? I feel like your person has recreated their life to get away from this person that they were bound to. But they're taking almost like a step, like a timeout, but not a timeout to like they would love to come in and just offer you everything, but they haven't been around. And they also know that, you know, that they've been tied up somewhere else, and they don't know how you are gonna feel about this person even approaching you, because I feel like it's been a significant amount of time. So they're taking that time out to actually like regain a sense of composure and themselves, so that they can tap into their own intuition and be guided on how to deal with this situation. And they also know, because they haven't been around, that they can't just come in and be like, hey, yeah, I'm here, like, let's pick it up. It's again, because they do see, like, again, nine of Pentacles, that again, once that they're really independent. I feel like your person wanted to come back a few times before, but if they would have, it would have caused major upheaval within your life. It would have caused major problems within your life. So the Nine of Pentacles is your person sees you independent, but it's also they had to get a place of independence to and they are there now. And they are willing to give, because Nine of Pentacles is, you succeed on like being on your own, and that, you know, your success is really like you did it by yourself. So your person broke free of that, but it's almost like they're so exhausted that they want to like take the time out. So again, Two of Swords, so the time out, but see, they're coming out of it because it's reversed. Again, and they finally left with like Eight of Cups, like, but it was reversed. So I feel like they are happy that they left. Again, because usually they leave because something's missing, but because it's reversed, your person knows that, excuse me, that they left. And because they left, they did the right, best thing for them. So you don't have to worry about your person returning to that. I feel like for some of you guys, they were worried because you know, this person had a lot of power over your person for a long time because children, money, finances, and they were able to guilt them and gaslight them. And I don't really believe that your person saw all of that until recently, until it got to the point where, you know, your person, because the person that was connected to them knew that they didn't really want to be with them, because we always know when, because the person is there, but they're like checked out emotionally and mentally, their physical body is there. Well, that's what it felt like for person. And so for the person that they're karmic mate, I'm gonna call them. So because again, the karmic mate is that your person didn't set appropriate boundaries to let someone come into their life and pretty much dictate their life because they weren't careful. And when I say careful, it's like if you're going to sleep with people and you don't really like have those feelings or that capacity, then you better have it, like make sure that you're using protection, because otherwise you will be binded to that person for life because you're bringing life in to the world. So that's, even if you choose not to participate in that life, who's to say that that child isn't going to grow up and try and look for you? You're still binded somehow. So that's why I'm saying that your person is, even though they might have children, that they've moved on, and that they don't feel like that there's anything missing. They, if anything, they felt like that everything was missing living in underneath that situation. And it was because the person that was connected to them knew that they did not love them, so they were punishing them. It was like, I don't love you, but being that you should have loved me and you should be acting like this towards me, I'm going to make you suffer. So no matter what you do, no matter how you give, it'll never be enough. I want you to chase me forever and not look for anyone else and not want to be with anyone else, but just be with me. But that's not, it's again, that's, see how much energy the person that's connected to your person, see how toxic that person is. That's what your person was dealing with, and very manipulative, and also knew that your person didn't want to be with them, so knew that they were most likely connected to someone else and preventing them from moving towards anyone else, because again, it was binding them, making them feel guilty. Because I feel like in order for them to separate, they had to divide money, divide certain things, like any divorce or any separation. So that was what it is. So let's see what the hidden truths are between you and your person. Enough about these people. Her, meaning enough about her. I want to know about what's going on, or collectively, right? Because this is a collective reading. Enough with all these people, that whoever's connected to their ex already, because your person doesn't want to be with them and has transformed their life. They're actually in a very good place financially, which I feel like that was part of the reason why it took forever to come back. Okay. You came closer than anyone. So I believe that that you came into their life closer than anyone while they were together in this relationship, that made them have that awareness. Doesn't mean that they were with you, they weren't with you, but on an emotional level, you were closest to them, like meaning that you came close, like closer to let them really letting you into their life. Obviously, because it impacted their life. I know I messed up everything, right? Because I don't believe that your person was 100% honest with their situation. I believe that they hid it. This came flying out, which is, I love you. But they like were binded to this person. They're karmic, but they departmentalized. They were with that person, but they weren't emotionally with that person. So I don't believe that they were sleeping with that person. I don't believe that they did anything with that person to create intimacy. However, that person was living there and benefiting from, the money that they brought in. And when they had to do things like a family, they would do them all together as a family. But as far as your person giving them, it was almost like a sham. It's like, because your person loves you. And that happens a lot of times when there's businesses involved. If you know that the divorce is going to be a lot. I left you before you could leave me. So I do believe that your person obviously knew that you were going to find out about them. And so that's why they did what they did, but they still care about you. But I want to know, what are they going to do? Because these are the hidden truths, which is important to know. It's again that your person loves you and that they, left you before you could leave them, because I think it would have killed them on an emotional level. They are able to be in a loveless marriage. Think about that, or in a loveless connection. They were able to departmentalize for so long, be connected with somebody and then breadcrumb. And now this is falling apart. And though this is falling apart, it's like this gave them a sense of ground. Now they're not going to have a sense of ground, and they're trying to figure out who they are, but they have a lot of wounds still. And so their wound, it almost seems like, again, that they left, but they haven't integrated any of their spiritual stuff. They're almost like leaving that situation, and they realizing that they have feelings for you, but now they also are looking at how they treated you. But what are they going to do? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? I've never met someone like you. You're special. Please have patience with me because I'm still learning. So I believe that they want to stay in your life. So, and again, they just know that they need healing and that they need, now this is, wherever you are is home to me. I feel safe and at peace with you. I never want to let you go. This is how it flipped out. So this is how I am taking the card, because I feel like that, the 3 came out. So let's see what they are, because I never think that there's any mistakes. Everything's in divine order. So that was one. The other, my world is falling apart right now, and I don't know how to fix it. It's not right for me to dump that on you, which is why the separation. And again, what had fell apart. I believe that they're coming out of that, though. I believe that that's why they weren't in your life, because their entire world shifted. Like I said, even though they were connected to someone that they didn't love, it still gave them a sense of ground, a sense of home, a sense of belonging. Now it's like they don't have any of that. So there's no roots. And, their identity. Again, they had the big ego. My world is falling apart. And then this one also came out. I want to hold you and be held by you again. I want to wake up with you in my side every day. So it's, again, I believe that all those cards were supposed to come out, because again, in the spiritual language, there's no mistakes. Everything's perception. Everything's a choice on how you view it, because God is all knowing, and we're learning that we're not separate from God, and learning how to see ourselves differently takes perception. So here it is in this story that I feel like the person that you're connected to was kind of ice cold to you because they were involved with someone else. They never really gave to you because, again, they couldn't let you in. They tried to keep it at bay, breadcrumb you and keep you there, but obviously you would want more. They didn't think that they were going to have such strong feelings for you. You came closer than anyone. But the truth of the matter is that they know that they need healing. They've never met anything but anyone like you. So I believe that you're kind of like the catalyst for their healing. And so, because even though it doesn't say in this story, there is like this sense that you are their soulmate. They know it because you feel like home to them and that they don't want to let you go. The separation has made them see that. Also, comparison from being with someone that doesn't treat them well and that they don't have that strong connection to, and I don't believe that they ever did, that it affected them, and that they see again their world is falling apart. But I feel like they're financially and everything is okay, but I believe emotionally their world is falling apart in a way of, what's my identity, who am I, what do I really want? I don't like, and you wouldn't know how to fix it either. And I just want to push back on this card, which was the freeze card, which goes along with this, which is like this person, like I said, frozen made me nervous because it was like, oh, frozen. But then it was like, okay, this person's just taking a small time out because they don't want to dump everything on you. They're waiting like to get some intuitive insights on what steps to take next, because I feel like they were so emotional in what they just went through. Remember, they were with someone that was angry because they wanted that person to love them because of how much they gave, how much they did. And really, we can't make someone love us. And your person is like, but I know where my soulmate twin flame is, and I want to hold the person. So, and they just want you to be patient because they know that they need the healing. So I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. You let me know whether you resonated with this. And if you did, like, comment the word healer, and subscribe to the channel. And hopefully you'll be the winner to win a free psychic reading. That is, if you want one with me. All right. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.